Today is Saturday, April the 7th, 2018. Hello, and welcome to Weekly Astrology Notes for the week of April 8th through the 15th, 2018. Highlights for this week. Well, we have a week of transition and some reflection as we move into new beginnings. We have the second pass of Jupiter sextile Pluto this Saturday the 14th, and Mercury Direct and the new moon on Sunday the 15th, as well as a few other aspects along the way. So we start the week with the last quarter moon in Capricorn, asking us to complete projects already started in preparation for the coming new moon. And on Tuesday evening, we have two aspects. Sun square Pluto, which gives you a burst of energy to break from the past and reform something in your life, and Venus trine Mars, a creative and romantic aspect that is also great for material enterprises, and that's that Earth trine from Taurus to Capricorn. And then on Wednesday morning, we have a void of course until noon to slow us down a bit, and then the moon enters Pisces, starting a couple of passive and reflective days, and that'll include Venus sextile Neptune on Thursday, and a very long void of course on Friday, and that lasts from early morning until well past sunset. So Friday is especially not a day to start new projects. Time for reflection and meditation. So we have a couple of days of quiet time as we transition into the big weekend ahead. The second pass of Jupiter sextile Pluto, that'll be exact on Saturday morning, is sure to have a positive effect on us starting around Wednesday evening and lasting throughout the weekend. By the time the moon enters Aries on Friday evening, after that long void of course, we will experience a strong burst of optimism and desire to transition forward, start new projects. The regenerative energy will bring a powerful dynamic to our interactions, a passionate energy that simmers just beneath the surface, including a lot of psychic energy. It's a bit disruptive, but the positive energy gives us the stamina to work hard and reform our lives. And also on Saturday morning, Mars sextile Neptune. Ego demands are low, and we have an acute sensitivity towards others. And then on Sunday the 15th, Mercury goes direct in the early morning. So we're ready to move forward with our plans, and that's just in time for the new moon on Sunday evening, and that'll be in Aries. With a close conjunction to Uranus, we are strong, ambitious, independent, and more intelligent this month. We don't let anyone tell us we can't do it. This new moon is all about making a change and new beginnings. It's a week of transition as we come out of a reflective period and look towards evolving and bringing something new into our lives this coming month. Okay, so let's get started with Sunday, April the 8th. We'll start in the early morning with the moon conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Intense emotions early Sunday morning, disruptive and defiant, brings out ruthless behavior as we're willing to do whatever it takes to succeed. Focused in the proper direction, you can overcome obstacles to finding lasting happiness. And then a little bit after that, the moon sextile Jupiter should lighten things up a bit from the previous. A pleasant disposition and opportunity for financial success. And then on Sunday, in the early evening, moon square Uranus. Feeling a bit restless and able to take a step back and look at things from an impersonal perspective. More aware of other people's emotional state, what they're not getting. Also brings up more psychic ability. And then a void, of course, begins, and that'll be until just before midnight when the moon enters Aquarius. More interested in social affairs for the next couple of days. Friends are more important as we seek out folks who are our equals. And we move into Monday, April the 9th. And we have just one aspect. It's in the early afternoon, just after lunch. Moon sextile Mercury. So midday, emotions flow easily, without inhibition. Easy to express your opinions. And it's a good time for business. So that's just one moon aspect on Monday. And we move into Tuesday, April the 10th. So just after midnight, we've got the moon square Venus. And then in the evening, we've got the moon sextile sun. In the early evening, last sextile before the new moon, is always a good time to be with friends. It's an easygoing time when we can have less inhibitions, and our problems don't seem to bother us so much. And then it'll be on Tuesday evening. And then we move into the moon square Jupiter. Emotions expand, feeling exuberant. It's also a good time to be in a crowd, good for social occasions, but poor financial judgment. And then we've got a couple of aspects on Tuesday evening. The first one is the Sun square Pluto. So we'll probably start to feel this around midday on Tuesday. And we feel focused and determined to make serious reforms in our lives. The desire to transform some aspect of your life for the better is so strong that you focus on just that, and you're willing to do whatever's necessary to accomplish your goals. It can kind of bring up very singular and ruthless behavior. But it's not necessarily negative, it's just very focused. Don't let that frighten you, as this is a very productive aspect. You can really get a lot accomplished today if you set your mind to it. The tendency is to isolate yourself so that you can have the space necessary to do your work, reforming your situation. And like the Sun square Saturn last week, this aspect also gives us a strong desire to acquire knowledge. So you may spend a lot of time searching for clues or information that is vital to your survival. Getting to the bottom of any matter that is disturbing you. Got more energy and stamina. It comes from Pluto. Not a lot of outward signs of change, just a strong, focused resolve. Quiet, not outspoken, seemingly at rest, but able to get up and make a total commitment. Scorpio is all or nothing, no in between. Intense, compulsive, controlling, passionate behavior, or laziness. It's one or the other. But even when resting, the mind's at work, plotting, scheming, trying to break out of a stagnant situation. It's always best to find something productive to do, something that needs repair or fixing, and apply the energy there. Otherwise, it could come back at you as, hostile behavior or conflict with other people. So just be aware of that. But I don't think it's going to be too bad, because we have this accompanying Venus trine Mars happening so soon afterwards, and that's really going to soften things up a bit. It's the second of three trines from Venus in Taurus to Capricorn, and all of these are great for materials enterprises. The steadfast Venus in Taurus gets a boost of energy from Mars to bring opportunity for earning money or some sort of career advancement. Aspect enables you to make a good impression on others, especially people in authority who could assist you in some way. And what's so great about this particular trine is it's an aspect that enables you to succeed by doing what comes naturally and comfortably to you, especially with Venus in its ruling sign in Taurus like that. No need to pretend, just be yourself and you'll succeed. Good time for one and all, for one-to-one encounters, good for romance, and even for business partnership. Lots of creative energy, and we want to create something tangible because it's an earth sign, not intellectual. So it's good for working with earth, stone, and metal. Really, lots of artistic abilities would come forward on this aspect. And of course, a great aspect for romance and relationships, which get a boost of energy today. Relations between the sexes are more harmonious at the Venus trine Mars, for sure. So it's also good time for social gatherings. And moving along to Wednesday, April the 11th. Start in the morning with the moon sextile Uranus. So we're ambitious in the morning, intellectual, interested in community affairs. A good time to be with friends. And then we've got a void of course until just before noon, when the moon enters Pisces. So we're more sensitive and open to subtle vibrations around us for the next couple of days. We are in tune with the non-material level of existence. Could be anything, emotions or abstract thoughts or idealist things like that. All these affect our own subconscious thought patterns, and sometimes it brings up strange feelings and behaviors. But we're more passive, sentimental, accepting, and considerate of others. We're also more psychic and in need of sanctuary to nurture that aspect of ourselves. And there's only good aspects for Moon in Pisces these days. All trines and sextiles. Very nice. So the next 2 days, very spiritual and healing. Don't have to worry about the disappointment aspect of Pisces so much with all of these positive aspects. Lots of unconditional love and really an exceptionally open time relative to what we've been going through lately. Moon is in the perfect position for the coming Venus sextile Neptune tomorrow. Very dreamy and passive for the next couple of days. Good time for meditation and reflection. So we're moving along to Thursday, April the 12th. We start in the early morning with the moon sextile Saturn. Attending to work means attending to the needs of humanity, because it's that Capricorn to Pisces sextile. Very helpful towards the disadvantaged. And then we've got the Venus sextile Neptune, and that will be 15 degrees of Taurus to 15 degrees of Pisces. Wonderful, soothing, gentle energy. The absolute best time to get a massage. Sensual Taurus and compassionate Pisces energy gives way to daydreams and fantasies, desire to explore another realm. Warm and sentimental, considerate and passive, very sensitive to how others feel. Also the perfect energy for working with crystals and healing stones, because the Taurus earth energy mixes with the non-material realm of Neptune to produce a direct divine connection through earth and through stones. It's a more spiritual understanding of money, and we're more likely to give it away under this influence. A mellow and relaxing, low energy, passive morning. No one feels like working on Thursday, probably Friday as well. It's not a time to sign contracts or to make bold decisions. More of a reflective time. A good time for meditation, as we're open to and in tune with the subtle vibrations around us. Desire to explore, delve in between the furrows, and find the deeper spiritual meaning of life. Very forgiving, accepting of others' mistakes and lesser qualities. Feel unconditional love for others, especially your partner. The compassionate spiritual quality of this aspect is sure to benefit relationships. And if you do muster up the energy for artwork, because, like a lot of Neptune aspects, it's the low energy one. But if you do, it will be sure to reflect your soul. So it would be a great time to do anything artistic, or just to be around art, because we have a greater appreciation for art and the sacrifice it takes to develop your skills. Good time to seek beautiful surroundings, such as nature hikes and exploring. Let your mind tune into your natural surroundings. Very nice reflective aspect. And it's nice that the moon's in Pisces, giving us all of these wonderful accompanying aspects as well. In the afternoon on Thursday, moon sextile Mars. A little jolt of physical energy, better able to harness your emotions and giving you a greater chance of success in whatever you're trying to do. It also gives us acute sensitivity to other people's feelings. As well with the next aspect, Moon conjunct Neptune. They're feeling lazy and in need of surrender, relaxation. Highly recommended now if you can manage that. Kind of feel depressed if you can't have your direct divine connection in this moment. You really want that. It's really important to you on an emotional level to be able to connect with your higher self when you get this moon conjunct Neptune. So we're very sensitive and we're very open to the subtle vibrations around us. Very dreamy day on Thursday, and it just continues with the moon sextile Venus. Mellow, relaxed mood. Another good time for massage in the early evening on Thursday. And then moving along to Friday. We start in the morning with the moon sextile Pluto. Very psychic. Gives you the ability to operate more effectively on the non-material plane of existence. And I'll talk a little bit more about that, about the interplay of Scorpio and Pisces, or in this case Pluto and Pisces, and how that gives us some really interesting abilities. But continuing with Friday, we've got the moon trine Jupiter, also early in the morning. Pleasant mood to start the day. Desire to be in a crowd. Gives us good instincts. Dreamy and idealistic. Not thinking about material things. Expanding consciousness. Greater awareness of your soul, because it's the water trine. And your soul's needs. Able to heal and transform a negative thing into a positive. Very important ability to do that in your life. And the Pisces to Scorpio trine gives us that very special ability to turn something negative or death into something positive or life. So it's a long void, of course, starting early in the morning, and it continues until much later this evening. And so it's not a day to start new projects. And considering these two moon aspects this morning, it's really the best time for meditation or any sort of religious ceremony or invocation. Anything that attends to the non-material needs of your life. So many times we reach for material things to make us feel complete, but this group of aspects asks us to reach for non-material things in order to feel complete. That often means helping others transform their life for the better. Because there's no better aspect to be of service to others than this kind, the Scorpio to Pisces trine. Because Scorpio needs to be of service to the collective, and so does Pisces. Okay, and then in the evening, we've got moon entering Aries on Friday. So time to start new projects. We're more energetic and headstrong for the next couple of days. Not afraid to show the world who we are. The new moon in Aries on Sunday makes this a big event this time around. Lots of positive energy immediately begins flowing as the moon enters Aries. Strong contrast to the passive last couple of days. And Friday evening, the energy of Jupiter sextile Pluto comes into full force. And that'll be happening early Saturday morning. Jupiter sextile Pluto. It'll be 21 degrees of Scorpio, 21 degrees of Capricorn. So this aspect has 3 passes. The first pass was January the 15th at 19 degrees when both planets were direct. And this is the second pass with Jupiter retrograde and Pluto direct, although it's about to go retrograde. And then we're going to have a third pass in September, and that'll be at 18 degrees. And Jupiter will be direct and Pluto retrograde. So like all Pluto aspects, this one represents an opportunity to reform. In this case, the beneficial quality of the sextile with the growth from Jupiter means the opportunity to reform is very positive, and we see an opportunity to make improvements in our lives. Throughout the course of this aspect, we see a deep transformation occurring within ourselves and in society. Pluto and Scorpio linked together like this ensures that there will be fundamental changes for the better, although disruptive while it's going on. The energy of this pass will be focused more internally now that Jupiter is retrograde, but Pluto will soon be as well. So I think this is going to be a very internal expression of the energy. Jupiter in the sign of Scorpio since the fall of last year, has been causing us to dig deep on many issues on our lives, coming to terms with our psychological underpinnings and seeking ways to heal ourselves. Jupiter is in its death cycle in Scorpio because it begins the 12-step process in Sagittarius. And here in Scorpio, it's looking for things it has missed in the past 12-year growth cycle, looking for reasons why it did not experience the growth it expected, wondering if there is something of value to be gained in esoteric studies and psychic abilities, and even shamanic techniques. The sextile from Jupiter to a planet in Capricorn indicates that we are being asked to attend to duty and responsibility and to be more efficient and maximize the full potential of what we have already, instead of asking for more. So despite the desire for money or monetary gain that one might expect with this aspect, with all this Pluto energy, Capricorn is encouraging us to be more efficient, more knowledgeable, and more a master in the physical realm. As well, some of us may get opportunities for leadership in the community. It kind of depends on how this aspect impacts your chart and makes concurrent transits. But it really does help us to organize our life well and become masters in the physical realm. And the sextile is to Pluto. So in this case, we are looking to access some form of collective resource. So in a way, it's sort of like going to the bank. And when you go to the bank, what do you want? Well, it could be material wealth, but even better is accessing vital or privileged information, or maybe psychic abilities, or maybe getting a hold of information that is kept by those who have power over you, because you want to reclaim your power. Just for example, the recent revelations that Facebook has been harvesting and selling your privileged information. That piece of news kind of fits this aspect, the way we should see some sort of revelation of that. And we should consider that kind of manifestation very seriously. About those macro manifestations give us a clue as to what we're doing individually. And we're looking for that kind of Pluto information or secret information, the kind that holds power over you, and you want to reclaim it for yourself. And that's why it also includes psychic abilities and information of a non-material source. Basically, the kind of information you want to need, or that you need for personal transformation. So it's very private and kind of secretive and privileged, but yet very important. So we're looking for people who will help us transform our lives for the better, as you'll find it easier to connect with those kind of people now. And this includes people with knowledge of healing and spiritual studies, alternative healing therapies and so forth, and even astrology. And we should really focus on that part of this aspect because of the concurrent Pisces energy. You see, the influence of Neptune, as I see it, is a factor in this aspect. And that's because we've got the Jupiter trine Neptune happening concurrently this year alongside this Jupiter sextile Pluto. And with the concurrent Neptune aspects we are having this week, because, we're having Venus and Mars sextile Neptune this week, and they're giving you a chance to play and have some fun while not so focused on the material realm, dissolving the boundary around you a little bit as you're more sensitive towards the needs of others. And this Jupiter sextile Pluto aspect has you searching for the tools and techniques that you need to effectively deal with the Pisces energy. And not just this week, but on a regular basis. So it's like shamanic techniques or psychic techniques that enable you to deal with Pisces on a regular basis. So you might want to seek out teachers who can empower you as a healer, or teach you meditation, or maybe astrologers or therapists. Anyone who gives you the tools that you need and that you can take with you. So, there's kind of an interesting interplay between Scorpio and Pisces, because Pisces represents the non-physical or spiritual dimensions, the things that we can't see. But, it's kind of confusing and bewildering. We don't really know how to move around in those other dimensions. But Scorpio is what gives us the tools to operate in those others Pisces dimensions, okay? So you need a good exchange of energy between these two signs in order to expand your consciousness beyond this physical realm. So this aspect could be like getting a box of new tools for personal transformation and or information that will enable you to better comprehend the non-physical world. So, in summary, we're looking for ways to empower ourselves and to do so on more than just the material plane of existence. We're looking for psychic empowerment. We're looking for hidden information, things we missed, tools to take back our power and to transform our lives, heal ourselves and the community. And of course, with all this Scorpio-Pluto energy, it's very much a community-oriented aspect, as we must do the right thing for everyone concerned, and we feel a stronger than usual connection to the community. And, and we really want to help others. We want to improve conditions for everyone and contribute in a positive way. So it's a very productive aspect. Should get a lot of people out of their seat and get them moving. Okay, and continuing with the aspects on Saturday, also in the morning, we've got the moon conjunct Mercury. So conscious and subconscious thought processes working in unison, sharp, active mind, instinctual, able to solve problems and communicate with ease. And also on Saturday morning, Mars sextile Neptune. And that will be at 15 degrees of Capricorn to 15 degrees of Pisces. So we got the Venus on Thursday, and now it's Mars, with, Neptune kind of sitting at that harmonic midpoint between the two. It gives us this very acute sensitivity to others, much more so than usual, with these aspects happening so close to one another. Like a lot of Neptune aspects, it's low energy, gives you a great appreciation for others. We're more passive, possibly the least aggressive Mars aspect. We're more idealistic. The boundary around you dissolves a bit, and you can relate to a wider range of people than usual. Willing to help others because your ego needs are met through the service of others. It's a good time to seek sanctuary and reflection. And also, just like the Jupiter sextile Pluto, this aspect opens you up to psychic impressions and the desire to delve into that aspect of your life. Saturday is a really big day, okay? And let's see, we've also got one other moon aspect, this moon square Saturn. So the emotional energy gets kind of rigid in the early afternoon as we focus on duty and responsibility. Along to the 15th, just after midnight, moon square Mars. So that's really late Saturday evening. Folks are sensitive and react in a volatile way. And then Mercury goes direct at 4 degrees 47 minutes of Aries. We're waiting for this. There's been a lot of rethinking and revising of our opinions over the last few weeks since March the 22nd. Check your chart and just kind of remind yourself what you've been going through. The house where this retrograde occurred for you underwent a lot of extra mental activity, which was all focused on completing tasks that needed to be finished before going ahead any further. It's been a rush to correct your mistakes and complete projects. Now that direct motion is here, you can go forward with your plans. But it's also a good idea to just remind yourself of how this affected you. Take a look at the house once again and see how many things you had to go over with respect to that house. Gives you a good idea of how the Mercury retrograde affects you. Until the May 3rd, we're in the shadow degrees up until 16 degrees. And then we continue direct until July the 25th, until 23 degrees of Leo. Okay, still in the morning of the 15th, we've got Moon square Pluto. And my best advice for these aspects is just to simply avoid getting caught up in other people's drama and power games. People are more aware of what they are not getting during these times, and it brings up intense emotions, competitive and vindictive behavior. And it's best to just be aware of that and to just not get involved in people's drama during this time. Okay, moving on to later in the evening, we've got the new moon, and here's the chart for the new moon. So that's going to be at 26 degrees 2 minutes of Aries, with a close conjunction to Uranus at 28 degrees of Aries. So this new moon is all about change and new beginnings, because it's Aries. And this month, we don't let anyone tell us what we can't do, because Uranus is independent and can do what it wants. Independent-minded. So we're strong, ambitious, independent, and intelligent. We have a great awareness of the group's needs. And some of us may even get a chance to take on a leadership role in the group, or maybe break out of your old pattern and just lead yourself to better circumstances. But it's really very positive, energetic, and dynamic. You know, it kind of feels like the start of spring, because now this is the full moon in Aries, you know. And it's sure to bring some surprises this month with the Uranus conjunction so close. For certain, this is a great month to start new projects or just get yourself out into the world. Don't be afraid to let the unique side of yourself shine. We are at the end of the Uranus and Aries era, so this is the last time we'll get one of these for a while in Aries. There's a strong urge to take a step forward in our evolutionary process this month. So check your concurrent transits and see which house this is happening in for you. It's very important. It's the most useful task, really, you can do for yourself each month. Track the house location of the new moon in your chart. Focus your energy in activities related to that house this month. You know, when we talk about the monthly struggle for fulfillment that comes at the first quarter moon, the full moon, and the last quarter moon, you know, it all starts with the new moon. And you only achieve the desired fulfillment if you focus your energies on affairs of the house where the new moon occurs. You know, it kind of only makes sense. That's really where you're doing your work for this month. And there you are ready to make a surprising and dynamic new beginning. Projects started at this time carry your unique qualities and are sure to bring you lasting value. Very important to take advantage of the placement of the new moon in your chart. So that's all for this week's aspects. That's it for this week, as I'm rather busy preparing for the Santa Rosa Mystic Fair. Yes, it's coming up, going to be twice this year. And on Saturday the 14th and Sunday the 15th, I have a booth there. So please come by my booth. You know, I love to meet my YouTube viewers in the area. So it'll be at the Santa Rosa Veterans Building. And I'll leave a link in the description. And here's the little website that I have. It's very nice. I'm listed there under the exhibitors. And I've also been working to get my new website up and running. It's taking a lot of my time. I kind of have a mock-up going right here. You can see it's coming along a little better. I kind of have a main page with all of the different things that I offer. Kind of a little bio about me. You can book classes, and you know, I talk about all the different things I offer in here, and then there's a whole section in here for my YouTube channel where I'm going to have a list of my videos right here shown on my own website. That should be helpful. And the weblog where I do all this, I'll have those printed out in the same, or you know, shown in the same kind of way. So it's taking a bit of time to get all of this going and stuff. So I've been kind of busy with that, but it's coming along really well. Kind of excited about that. And in closing, I just want to thank my viewers for their continued support. Been doing a lot more readings lately, and things are going well. Thank you. Once again this month, there is a drawing to receive a natal reading. Everyone who donates $5 in any given month is automatically entered into the drawing for that month. So please donate to this effort if you haven't already. And thanks to those who have already donated this month. And you'll find donation buttons there at the lower right-hand corner of the flower image on my channel homepage. Okay, and my Twitter feed is TomJordan364. Follow my Twitter feed for regular astrology forecasts and announcements related to this channel and other topics of interest. So please contact me if you're interested in a natal or transit reading. I'm also available for consultations on a regular monthly basis, using astrology as a tool for life coaching. In addition, I am a Reiki master, and if you are interested in a long-distance Reiki healing or a psychic reading, please contact me at mobilestar7@yahoo.com or my weblog at tomsocalm.com, which is where I post the transcript of these weekly videos, and it's soon to become a regular website in a few weeks. So that's all this week for Weekly Astrology Notes. Once again, thanks for viewing, liking, and sharing my video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Many blessings, and have a great day.